of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good afternoon from the Forum in Montreal as we get back to our regular replay schedule. I'm Ron Juckett, and tonight we go back to November 5th, 1988, for the Montreal Canadiens and the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets, this wasn't supposed to be a regular game on the channel, but you were owed one since I didn't do a hockey game this week. The Jets are in first place in the Smythe Division. Believe it or not, they are 8-3, 16 points in 11 games. Montreal, again, continuing to outperform where they were in real life. This was a 500 club going into this one in real life. They are 10-4 coming in the game tonight. So Montreal has exceeded, and Winnipeg, they've both exceeded expectations. And yes, you do get the home and home against the Blackhawks next week. We'll go back to our Thursday and Saturday night schedule. And don't forget, next Saturday night, the return of Dave Gardner in the coach's corner. Since it's a day game, we don't bother Dave. It's just not worth it. Plus, they'll talk baseball. Who wants to talk baseball in a hockey game? Anyway, so that's the scene set for you. Shane Corson is suspended for 2 more games. Remember, he got a match penalty. I believe it was against the Hartford or whatever it was. That was bad. And so he will miss 2 more games. Bob Gainey is out for the rest of the month of November. And so Montreal will have to do what they have to do. Brian Hayward in the pipes tonight for Montreal against Pokey Reddick. Not even a household name in his own house. So there's the scene set for you. It's hockey. It's the Habs and the Jets next. As Retro Sports Network presents Montreal Canadiens Hockey 88-89. Brought to you by HockeyTournaments.com, the best darn place to post your hockey tournaments. Real ones, not fake ones. Find the right package for you today at HockeyTournaments.com, and by Digital to Dice, the podcast you want to listen to for all your sports gaming needs. DigitalToDice.com. Find us on Speaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera since it's not being seen. So let's meet the starters for both teams tonight. Dale Hawerchuk, 13 points in 11 games as a center for the Jets. Brent Ashton has 6 goals in 11 games with 3 assists. And Andrew McBain, who was cold in real life, according to Red Fisher in the Montreal Gazette, 6 goals and 10 assists so far in the replay. Defenders are pretty decent for the Jets. Randy Carlyle is on the left side, a goal and 6 assists. And Dave Ouellette, 2 goals and 7 assists for Winnipeg. And yep, Pokey Reddick, love the hair, by the way. A goals against average of .413. That's what Montreal wants to see in a save percentage of .861. We not actually have missed a game. The last game was against Los Angeles. But it's been a week, so we'll go through these anyway. Bobby Smith, 7 goals, 11 assists. At center, Mats Naslund, who is struggling in real life, 7 goals and 10 assists, however, in the replay. And Mike Keane gets a start on the right wing, 2 goals and 3 assists. Chris Chelios, his next fight gives him 5 for fighting, 4 goals and 10 assists and 46 penalty minutes on the year. And Larry Robinson, healthy, 4 assists and 2 penalty minutes. And Brian Hayward gets the start between the pipes, so 198 goals against average and a save percentage of .925. As Patrick Waugh played both the midweek games. So Hayward gets a start for this Hockey Night in Canada ripoff game. And I don't believe was lost yet this year. So Hawerchuk and Smith at center. McBain and Ashton along with Hawerchuk. And we are underway in Montreal. Hawerchuk wins it to Ashton. They clear it across, but only to center. Chelios tries to get it over the line to Naslund. Penalty coming up on Winnipeg.
Winnipeg penalty to Randy Carlyle. 2 minutes for checking from behind. Time of the penalty, 36 seconds.
Well, that's a naughty boy for Randy Carlyle. He kind of hit Naslund from behind. Well, not kind of. And that will get him 2 minutes in the sin bin. So, it'll be Stefan Riche in at left wing. Laurie Boschman, I'm surprised, is the penalty killer since he's in the box an awful lot. Will take the face off. Dougie Smale, looks like he drank the bong water in that picture, is the right wing. Jim Kite and Peter Taglianetti are the defenders. Svoboda is the other defender for Montreal. And we'll give you a good look at Pokey Reddick. I've never heard of him before. So Smith and Bossman on the face-off, won by Bobby Smith. Naslund, now to Riche. Riche will penetrate on Smale. Tries to get around him. He does. He's going to have a scoring chance. Stefan Riche. He shoots. Rebound by Reddick. Is loose to Riche behind the net. Goes to Chelios for a blue line special slapper. One-timer blocked by Taglianetti to Kite, and he clears it to center, and Bobby Smith will restart there. Minute 17 in the power play. Habs change up. Carbonneau, Lemieux, and McPhee out there with Robinson and Desjardins. Now, Desjardins is an interesting case because this is technically the deadline for players to be returned to major junior hockey. And Desjardins had a year eligibility left in Quebec. Obviously, you'd want to stay with a big club, but I'm not sure how much he'd be able to play. Anyway, Montreal's power play is pitiful. 19th in the league at 19%, and Winnipeg has been killing off 80%. That's 6th in the NHL. Carbonneau dumps it in for McPhee. Lemieux, he loses the puck. Taglianetti wants to clear, and Boschman does all the way down. 41 seconds left. Desjardins starts the rush. Winnipeg changes up. Lemieux over the line. Desjardins and Olesen takes it away to Ouellette. McPhee with a big hit. 20-second. No, power play's over. They're trying to find Carbonneau from Lemieux. Carbonneau, left side, face-off circle. Fires, save. Loose puck is controlled by Olesen to Carlyle. Carlyle tries to break it out. Olesen down the wall for Carlyle. McPhee will get the penalty called against him on the check.
Montreal penalty to Mike McPhee, 2 minutes for elbowing. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes 8 seconds.
Well, McPhee just kind of got a little too excited there and had Olesen taste part of his elbow. You're not supposed to do that. Howard Chuck at center. Pat Ilianuk on the right. And Brent Ashton on the left. You've met Taglianetti and Carlyle. Ryan Walter will kill this with Bobby Smith. Rick Green, the left defender. And Craig Ludwig is on the right. And Brian Hayward looking very smart in his San Jose Sharks uniform. Is there Howard Chuck and Smith? And Howard Chuck wins the face-off. Green knocks him off. Montreal will skate it. Walter can't control it. Winnipeg has it at center. Howard Chuck dumps in. Ashton back to Howard Chuck. Green with the steal. Winnipeg, by the way, 7th in the NHL on the power play, 27%. Montreal can kill. They've killed off 83% and change. That's 3rd in the National Hockey League. Green wants to clear it. Walter does. Gilchrist and Keane out now for Montreal. Penalty defenders stay the same. Howard Chuck in the Montreal zone, but he's offside, and there's some pushing and shoving as these players get ready for the last week of the CFL season. Can the Blue Bombers make the playoffs? Find out tomorrow on CBC. Svoboda and Desjardins, the defenders out there. So we said Eric, in fact, that's a picture the Gazette used too. We'll see after the game if he is going to go back down to juniors. Mike Keane looking a lot like Opie. And Brent Gilchrist glad that he doesn't have to guard against Gretzky and Lemieux anymore. Tomas Steen is the center on this face-off for Winnipeg. Ian Duncan and Andrew McBain. And there's Frederick Olesen. Gilchrist and Steen on the face-off. It is won by Tomas Steen. Ouellette over the line to McBain. Hit by Desjardins. Montreal will try and clear this out. They do. And that's the power play right there. So Duncan back to Olesen behind the net. Over to Steen. Another penalty coming up on Montreal. Not good. Olesen with a shot right side. He shoots. Keane with a block. And it will be on Desjardins.
Montreal penalty to Eric Desjardins. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes 24 seconds.
Make it sound like it's Lasorda, for goodness sakes. No, it's hockey, not baseball. So Carbonneau and McPhee out there for Montreal. Here's Guy. And you've seen McPhee. He already has 2 hits. So they'll be the killers with Chelios and Robinson. Howard Chuck out there with Ashton and Elianuk. Kite, Jim Kite, and Brad Barry on the defense. So Winnipeg did not get a shot on their first power play, and they're right back at it again on the Desjardins hold. Carbonneau and Howard Chuck on the face-off, won by Winnipeg. Howard Chuck, slapper left side, blocked by Chelios. Ow. Chelios has it. Montreal clears it only to center. Elianuk to Howard Chuck. Barry. Again, Howard Chuck behind the net. Elianuk between the dots. Fire. Scores! That's his 4th.
Winnipeg power play goal by Pat Elianuk, his 4th of the season, assisted by number 10, Dale Haverchuk, and by Brad Barry. Time of the goal, 6 minutes 15 seconds.
So Elianuk from Howard Chuck is 9th of the year, and Barry is 1st. Poor defense from Montreal set that one up. Not what you wanted there, but the pass, they were pretty much playing tic-tac-toe. Howard Chuck found Elianuk racing towards the net, and a perfect tape-to-tape pass did the job. So 1-0 Winnipeg on their first shot of the game. Montreal has 2, 13:45 to go, first period. Hunter and Smith on the face-off. It is won by Winnipeg. Taglianetti breaks it out. Smale dumps it around. Ludwig will get that. And Montreal sets it up the other way. Keane over the line to Smith. Keane behind the net, doesn't like his options. He passes down to Smith. Fires it out to Desjardins at the blue line, but Hunter with a hit, and everyone will change up. So Olesen starts the rush to Kite. Another delayed penalty on Montreal. This will be Winnipeg's 3rd power play. Kite fires, misses wide left. Scribbling will touch it, and Green will get called for the hook.
Montreal penalty to Rick Green. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes 44 seconds.
So Carbonneau, McPhee, Chelios, and Robinson, the penalty killers for Montreal. Steen, Duncan, and McBain out there with Ouellette and Olesen. So the 3rd power play for Montreal, or for Winnipeg in the game. They have a power play goal already. Carbonneau wins the face-off, flips it out, and Duncan will set it up for the Jets. McBain to Steen. Over the line to Ouellette. Ouellette has it back. He can shoot from outside. In fact, he got past Carbonneau. He shoots. Rebound Hayward. Covered it up. 5-hole to Ouellette. Ouellette going to shoot. In traffic. Winds and fires and scores.
Winnipeg power play goal by Dave Ellett, his third of the season, time of the goal 8 minutes 36 seconds.
Well, Hayward was completely screened on that. He should have had it. He never saw it. It was glove side high. And again, Hayward hasn't been giving up those type of shots all year, but he's given up 2 goals in the first 9 and change of this first period. Winnipeg has 3 shots and scored on 2, which, if you are anybody but Montreal fan, you're happier than Dave Gardner and a pineapple pizza together. Thibodeau is the center for Montreal, so we play the 4th line with Gilchrist and Steve Martinson. Dave Hunter's got a hit for Winnipeg out there with Dougie Smale and Brent Hughes. Barry and Taglianetti out there. On defense, 2-0 Winnipeg first period. Thibodeau wins the face-off to Martinson. Barry hits him. Here comes Winnipeg at center. Hughes to Smale, dumps it around. Hunter picks it up over to Hughes. Left side, long shot. Hughes fires and Hayward makes the stop. Acrobatic save over to Gilchrist. And back come the Habs. Gilchrist in the Winnipeg zone. Green. Going to take a blue line special here. Wines and fires, and Reddick makes the stop. Little John after the whistle, we got ourselves a TV timeout. 10:14 to go, first period. If you're surprised, as I am, it's Winnipeg 2, Montreal nothing. And just in time for the first look of our Digital Dice scoreboard. Digital Dice, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on iTunes and Spreaker and other places. We did Black Friday sales. You can listen to us today. You can find out what's on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Hartford and Vancouver at the Al Red Sox Fan Memorial Mall. Al's still with us. No score between them in the first period. First period, Washington and the Islanders and at the Coliseum, 9:05 to go. Washington has tied the game, Pavanka, with a goal at 6:43. Up in Quebec, the Blues and the Nords are playing halfway home in the first period. Paul Cavallini at 8:41 ties the game for St. Louis. First line in for Montreal, Steen, Duncan, and Elliott. For the Jets, Bobby Smith wins the face-off, draws it back to Chelios. Naslund, now to Smith. They'll pass it around. They don't like it. Naslund to Chelios, over to Keane. Keane will take the outside shot. He literally is between the dots. Wines and fires, and that is blocked by Kite to Elliott, and Winnipeg will skate it out. Kite out of the zone, and we got an icing call. 9:11 to go, first period. 2-0 Winnipeg. Shots 4-3 in favor of the Jets. So for the first time, really tonight, the second line is out from both of these teams. Brian Skrudland, we haven't shown him his picture tonight, is out with McPhee and Claude Lemieux, who has a giveaway already. Laurie Boschman, Brad Jones, Hanu Yarvinpah, Taglianetti and Barry on the defense. Skrudland hopes to draw it back. Boschman won the face-off. He clears. McPhee just got nailed, and that shit. Oh, the crowd here. Ooh. McPhee tries to skate it over. Does. And Svoboda and Taglianetti go at it. They did not like that one bit.
5 minutes for fighting. Montreal penalty to Petr Svoboda. 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 11 minutes 28 seconds.
That hit on McPhee, Montreal thought it was dirty, and so Svoboda finally got a hold of Taglianetti and just drilled him on the ice. And so, the gloves and the helmets and the shirts came off, and so it was pad-to-pad boxing. Al Red Sox fan got excited there for a minute, and when they were separated, it was 5 apiece. So Chelios and Robinson out there. It'll be Smale, Hunter, and Hughes for the Jets with Kite and Olesen. So 8:32 to go. And this one is going to get chippy. Hunter wins the face-off. Smale dumps it all the way down, but only to Chelios. And Montreal wants to be aggressive. McPhee, delayed penalty coming up. Nope, no delay.
Winnipeg penalty to Doug Smale, 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Claude Lemieux, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 12 minutes 4 seconds.
Well, in the spirit of brotherly love, Smale and Lemieux exchanged a few words in Klingon, I think. And the ref knew enough Klingon to say, you can't say that. And so the gloves didn't get dropped, but they're going to spend 2 minutes in the sin bin for being nasty. So Carbonneau out there with Walter and Martinson. Green and Desjardins on defense. Steen with Elianuk and Duncan with Ouellette and Randy Carlyle on defense. Face-off is won by Montreal. Carbonneau tries to feed Martinson right in front of the net. He does. One-timer, Reddick with a save. And we'll do this again. Howardchuk, Ashton, and McBain out there for the Jets. And the face-off is won by Carbonneau. Over to Green. Passes it forward to Walter. Shot blocked by Kite. Olesen. Now to Howardchuk. Off the boards to Ashton. Over to Howardchuk. Howardchuk, long shot from center. Hayward saw that one. Not a strong shot. Rebound is left for Green. And Montreal will change. 33 seconds left in the minors. Ludwig to Gilchrist. Hit by Duncan. Here comes Winnipeg. Ouellette over the line. Ouellette gets closer to the net. Ouellette shoots. Scores! It's 3-0 Winnipeg.
Winnipeg goal scored by Dave Ouellette, his 4th of the season. Time of the goal 14 minutes 4 seconds.
Duncan hit Gilchrist to set that up. Ouellette had it, and Ouellette just kept advancing towards the goal. There wasn't anybody around him, and he just put it over the shoulder of Haywood. So Patrick Waugh kind of wondering if they're going to bring him in. 5:56 to go, and the Jets have 3 goals on 6 shots. The matching minors are over. First line's coming in, and 2:24 left in the fighting majors, and Taglianetti and Svoboda. But this first period has all been Winnipeg. Boschman and Smith at the face-off circle. Smith wins it. Chelios to Naslund over the Winnipeg line. Chelios tries a cross-ice pass to Keene. One-timer. Keene. Reddick with a stop. And we got ourselves a TV timeout. 5:24 to go in the first period. And the Swarm is stunned. Winnipeg 3, Montreal nothing. So on the ticker, Vancouver and Hartford at the Al Red Sox Fan Center, no score. Caps and Islanders 1:17 to go in the first. And Quebec Brown has a goal at the 10:27 mark, so it's 2-1 Nords in the first. And that's what's up on the Digital Dice scoreboard. Hunter and Smith on the face-off. Smith hopes to draw this back. He does. Naslund. Now to Bobby Smith. Doesn't like what he sees. They set it back up again. Mike Keene hopes to find behind the net, trying to find Smith in traffic. Does it work? Yes, wrister from Smith. He shoots. Reddick with a stop. Got a glove on it, hands it off to Ouellette. Now Smale over the line, hit by Smith. Montreal has it. Habs change. Lemieux Clears it to center. Stolen by Howardchuk. Dumps it in the corner. They'll give it up for McPhee. 3:31 to go first period. Lemieux at center. Kite with a big hit. Winnipeg steals it. Howardchuk has the puck. Dumps it around for Ashton. They set play tic-tac-toe. Ashton had it and lost his skate. .258 to play in the period. Walter up the ice to Richer. Over to Carbonneau. Passes it back to Chelios, who was supposed to get... No, I guess he wasn't. Chelios, one-timer right side. Through traffic, misses everything wide right. Carlisle dumps it around now. Walter has it at center. Montreal trying to be aggressive. Carbonneau over the line to Chelios. Now over to Carbonneau, and he's hit. Duncan will take it. 2 minutes to go. Fourth line in. Duncan. Everybody changes. Now Steen. Over to Duncan, over the line to Steen. Tomas Steen with a slapper. He shoots. Hayward makes the save and will hold on. 1:42 first period. 3-0 Winnipeg. So Thibodeau out there versus Boschman, Yarvenpah, and Jones. Martinson, Gilchrist, and Thibodeau, the forwards for Montreal. Face-off is won by Laurie Boschman. To Yarvenpah, to Jones. Jones with a shot right side. He fires. Haywood gets a piece of it. Easy save to Martinson. 1:26 to go. First line coming in for Montreal. Trying to get something on the board before the end of the period. Desjardins and Naslund. Naslund dumps it around for Keene. Penalty coming up on Winnipeg.
Winnipeg penalty to Laurie Boschman. 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes 48 seconds.
So 1:12 to go in the period. Boschman just left the stick up high and got Keene on the face. Bite your cheek, draw some blood. Couldn't do it. And so it's just 2 for Boschman. Bobby Smith, Richer, and Naslund the forwards. First power play for Montreal. Second power play, rather. Ashton and Smil, the penalty killers, along with Kite and Olison. 8-6, the shots in favor of Winnipeg. So Ashton and Smith on the face-off, won by Smith. To Richer. Kite with a big hit. Here comes Winnipeg. They dump it around, 37 seconds to go. Here comes Robinson up the ice. Naslund over the line. Richer to Naslund. He lost the puck. They can't get anything going. Smith drives Smale in the wall. 6 seconds to go. They're not going to get anything off in the first part of this, and that is the end of the first period. What a bad period for the Montreal Canadiens. They're held to 6 shots. They gave up 2 bad goals, and Pat Burns is as red as the red on the Canadiens' crest. After 20 minutes here. Good thing I'm not talking with Gardner today. He'd sit there and tell me how wonderful this was. And he's just full of poo-poo if you think that's the case. After 20 minutes, Jets 3, Habs nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Well, if you're a fan of the Winnipeg Jets, this one's for you. Elianuk at 6:15 on the power play from Howard, Chuck, and Barry, and then Ouellette on the power play at 8:36. And then to put some salt in the wounds, Ouellette again, this time even strength, just kind of waltzed right in and put it past Hayward. Penalties, my goodness, we've had 24 minutes in penalties in the first period. You can see the list. We had a fight between Taglianetti and Svoboda. Smale and Lemieux, or Claude Lemieux, wish each other a happy early American Thanksgiving or Canadian election. You know, I think that Brian Mulrooney's going to win again. Shots 8-6 in favor of Winnipeg. Montreal 1-9 to face-offs to 8. Winnipeg's 8. Both teams have 6 hits. Blocks 3-2 in favor of the Jets. Shot attempts 11-10 in favor of Winnipeg. Both teams have had 6 scoring chances, although it doesn't seem like it for Montreal. And the Jets are 2 for 3 on the power play. Montreal currently playing their second of the game. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Hartford has got a goal, this time from Kevin Dineen at the 17:27 mark. They're about to go to the end of the first period. 2-1 Whale. First period in Bloomington, Minnesota 2, Chicago nothing. Pasek at 5:39, the latest goal there. 2-0 Minnesota. Washington and New York in the second period are tied at 1. Don't ask me what happened to the Quebec game. I don't know. I don't create the scores. Toronto 3, Los Angeles 1. Gretzky in Toronto for the first time. So that would be most of Hockey Night in Canada's audience. Jason Allison at 15:10 of the first. The lone goal for the Kings. And Don Cherry's probably pretty happy. So there you go. So Montreal is 48 seconds to go on the power play. Richer, Smith, and Naslin out there versus Steen and McBain. Ouellette and Carlisle kills. Svoboda and Chelios from the blue line. If you're watching this live, say hi. That's why we do these games live. So, a great period for Winnipeg. Now, what can Montreal do? Smith wins the faceoff. How you doing, Max Cornelius? Smith to Svoboda. Can they get a shot? No, McBain with a check on the board. Ouellette, shorthanded, clears it, and that's it. Montreal cannot get a shot off on the power play. And you can hear the boos cascading down from the rafters. Skrudland to Lemieux. Lemieux, delayed penalty coming up on Winnipeg. Lemieux winds and fires. He shoots, scores! Claude Lemieux.
Montreal goal scored by Claude Lemieux, his 5th of the season, assisted by Brian Skrudland. Time of the goal 1 minute 9 seconds.
Skrudland brought it up. He went to Lemieux on his right. A one-timer from Lemieux, and that got past Pokey, and it's 3-1 Winnipeg. So Lemieux trying to restore some order. Boschman this time out against Skrudland. Montreal trying to get some momentum here. Skrudland wins the faceoff up the left wing, over the line to McPhee. Goalie is screened. McPhee shoots. Reddick somehow saw it, and we'll get a faceoff. 18:29 to go in the second. Hawerchuk out there with Skrudland on the faceoff. Ashton and McBain. Reminds me of the character on The Simpsons. The MacGyver and Arnold Schwarzenegger clone. McBain! Taglianetti and Barry on defense. Skrudland, McPhee, and Lemieux on the forwards from Montreal. Ludwig and Desjardins. Thursday afternoon, we'll be with you for more live hockey. It'll be Montreal and the Blackhawks. Live from Chicago Stadium at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And then we'll go back to our Saturday night games. And, of course, Dave Gardner will be here between periods as the Habs and the Hawks will play the second half of that home and home from the Forum here in Montreal. Skrudland and Hawerchuk on the faceoff. Tied up, won by Hawerchuk. Ashton around the boards. They'll dump and chase to McBain. Over to Hawerchuk. Left side, long shot. He fires wide left. Hayward never saw it. Desjardins. Ludwig. I'm doing fine, Max. You? Claude Lemieux over to McPhee. Long shot, left side. Reddick saw that one all the way. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, buddy? Line changes coming up. Carbonneau, Walter and Richer in the face-off with Chelios and Robinson. Boschman, Jones, and Yarvinpah with Carlisle and Ouellette. And Dave Ouellette has 2 goals on 3 shots. He is not on the top of Brian Hayward's Christmas card list. Carbonneau and Boschman. Won by Laurie. Yarvenpod dumps it in for himself. Now over to Boschman. Ouellette looking for the hat trick. Boschman trying to shoot high over Robinson. He fires, scores! It's 4-0 Winnipeg.
Winnipeg goal scored by Laurie Boschman, his 4th of the season, assisted by Dave Ouellette. Time of the goal 2 minutes 45 seconds.
They're landing at Trudeau. They're landing at Dorval. Wherever it is, the Jets are just landing everywhere. 4th of the year from Boschman from Ouellette, who now has 3 points in the game. 2 goals and an assist. You figured that Ouellette's going to be a star. And it's 4-0 Winnipeg. By the way, Max says he is well, and it was very good. Good. So Carbonneau and Steen out for this face-off. Montreal in a world of hurt. 4-1 Winnipeg. They win the face-off to the Jets. Duncan dumps it all the way down. And Carbonneau starts the rush back. Walter over the line. Slapper. And that misses everything wide right. Kite to Steen. Dumps it in. Carbonneau will take it. Montreal will change. Thibodeau dumps it around for Martinson. Steen will hit Gilchrist. Penalty coming up. Naslin, the extra skater. Gilchrist will try to go past Elianuk. He tries to penetrate. He can't. He's going to have a shot and break his stick. Breaks the stick, and that misses over everything. And Elianuk will have it, and it'll be Steen on the penalty.
Winnipeg penalty to number 25, Thomas Stain. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes 8 seconds.
So it'll be Smith, Naslin, and Richer on the power play line. Ludwig and Green, the defenders. Boschman and McBain. The forwards, Carlisle and Ouellette, the defenders. So Montreal hoping to get another one back here on the power play. In the Winnipeg zone. Face-off is won by Boschman. Delayed offside. McBain over the line to Boschman. Short-handed bid. Naslin takes it away from Ouellette. Man, Montreal is playing terrible tonight. Here's Richer. 1:42 on the power play. Naslin to Richer over the line. Can they do something with it? Ouellette hits Green, and Montreal can't do anything with it. Boschman clears. 1:04 left. Power play continues. McPhee dumps it around for Gilchrist. Back to Claude Lemieux. He's got the goal. Lemieux looking for number 2. Just going to put it on the net. Winds and fires. Reddick gives up the board. Taglianetti clears it. 34 seconds to go on the power play. McPhee, they try again. Gilchrist to Chelios. Lemieux, right side. Hard slapper. Reddick saves it. 16 seconds left on the power play. Some fresh legs on for Montreal. They've gotten 2 shots so far. 11-9 in favor of Montreal in the game. Smith and Boschman out for the face-off. 14:08 left in the second. Boschman wins it. They gain the zone. And, uh-oh.
Montreal penalty to Eric Desjardins. 2 minutes for hooking plus 10-minute misconduct. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes 8 seconds.
Well, it's going to be a 5-on-3. This is not a game penalty for Desjardins. He got called for the hook. That was his first penalty, and it was a borderline hook. A rookie is not going to get away with that. Larry Robinson probably gets away with that call. Eric Desjardins, who's probably headed back to Quebec, the junior league, is not going to get away with it. And he said a few too many words in too many different languages, and he's gone to the box for the second penalty for 10 minutes. So it is a 5-on-3 for Winnipeg. And a 4-1 game that they lead. I'm glad I did this one for an extra, huh? Howard-Chuck and Carbonneau on the face-off. Elianuk and Ashton the forwards. Ouellette and Olesen. So it's Carbonneau, Green, and Ludwig for the Habs. Winnipeg wins the face-off. Howard-Chuck, slapper left side. He shoots. Ashton deflects it, breaks his stick. Ludwig has it. But Montreal will be glad to send this one to St. Louis. They do. Ouellette starts the next rush. 1:26 left in the 5-on-3. Elianuk to Howard-Chuck. Dump and chase. Hayward intercepts it. Plays it out to Ludwig. Montreal will clear. Carbonneau does to center. Jets change. Montreal cannot. Duncan to McBain. McBain misplays it. Green, 2-on-1 rush the other way. Taglianelli back with Green and Carbonneau. Carbonneau loses control. Oh, so 22 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Habs change. Jets have 3 shots and nothing to show for it. Steen to McBain behind the net. Walter pokes it away. The power plays are over. Montreal killed a full 2-minute 5-on-3. They change it up. Martinson, 2-on-2 over the line. Chelios back to Thibodeau. One-timer right side. He shoots. Reddick with a save. And that is a TV timeout. 11:29 to go. Second period. Winnipeg 4, Montreal 1. And let's go to the ticker. Again, the Quebec game has disappeared. I don't know where it went. So, a second period from the Al Red Sox Center. Hartford 2-1 over Vancouver. Dineen with a goal at the end of the first period. Minnesota leads Chicago 2-0 in the first. Pasek at 5:39 with a second goal for the North Stars. Washington, Mike Gartner hit with a goal at 10:25 of the second. The Caps lead the Isles 3-1. 8 minutes to go in the second period. And Toronto 3-1 over Los Angeles. Wayne Gretzky's Kings debut in Toronto. So you know most of the country outside of the province of Quebec is watching that on Hockey Night in Canada. Jason Allison has a lone goal for Los Angeles. That came at 15:10. And no, it's not June Allison. It doesn't depends on anything. Smith and Howard-Chuck. And the face-off is won by Howard-Chuck. The kite clears it to center. Smith, they hope to skate it in. Over to Keene, to Naslund. Trying to find Keene in the slot. He shoots, blocked by Kite. To Howard-Chuck, to chip it out to center. Now Bobby Smith. They trail 4-1 as Montreal. Naslund behind the net, doesn't like what he has. Keene. Gonna fire one out to Rick Green, trying to get a rebound. Green, wrister. Fires, and that'll be a save and a hold. So Reddick made the stop. 9:48 to go in the second. 7:56 in the 10-minute major to Desjardins. So Chelios and Robinson come in. McPhee, Skrudland, and Lemieux. Hunter, Hughes, and Smale for Winnipeg. Won by Hunter. Hit by Lemieux. Montreal at center. Skrudland took Lemieux. Smale checked
Winnipeg
him in the boards.
To Doug Smale. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty. 10 minutes 47 seconds.
Well, well, well. Oh, that was pretty obvious. And you can tell that Claude Lemieux and Dougie Smale We'll probably get into it again before this one's over. Boschman and Hunter to kill this one for Winnipeg. Montreal is 0 for 4 tonight on the power play. They have outshot Winnipeg 7-1 in the period. Boschman and Carbonneau. Won by Boschman. Lemieux with a hit. Lemieux. McPhee outside, left side. McPhee trying to go for the knuckler. Fires wide left. That doesn't even hit anything and it's out of play. So Gilchrist, Walter, and Thibodeau as we wait for Smith and Naslund to get a little bit more rest. 90 seconds left on the power play for Montreal. Boschman wins the faceoff. Ouellette clears it. Here come the Habs. Gilchrist to Thibodeau. Dumps it around for Gilchrist. Chelios. Too much passing. Chelios. Gonna fire. Slap it. Left side. Reddick with the save. 43 seconds to go. Ludwig and Svoboda. Carbonneau, McPhee, and Lemieux. Now one shot for Montreal on the power play, and they've outshot Winnipeg 14-9. Overall, Steen and Carbonneau on the faceoff, won by Guy. Over to McPhee. They pass it around. Claude Lemieux. Mid-range shot, right side. Winds and blocked by Kite. Ow. Kite will have it. They slide it to Steen. Steen's going to go for the chance. Carbonneau! And the power play is over. Montreal continues to underwhelm tonight. First line out there. Ludwig clears it to center. Taglianetti has it. Now to Yarvenpah for Winnipeg. They dump it down. Bobby Smith, 6:34 to go in the second period. Keane over the line to Ludwig. Back to Naslund. Ludwig is going to try the outside shot. He's a defender. He winds and fires, and Reddick makes the save. .604 to go in the second period. 4:12 left on the Major de Desjardins. Remember, it's not a power play. Montreal has held Winnipeg to 9 shots, but the Jets lead 4-1. Skrudland trying to draw it back against Steen. Thomas Steen wins it. Ouellette now to Duncan. They clear it all the way down the ice, and that's an icing call. 5:48 to go. Skrudland out there against Howardchuk. Face-off is won by Howe. No, Montreal gets it. Lemieux trying to find Skrudland between the dots. He'll take the shot. Carlisle can block. He fires. Reddick sees that one all the way. And we got ourselves a TV timeout. 5:16 to go in the second period on Montreal Canadiens hockey. Winnipeg 4, the Habs 1. On the out-of-town scoreboard, well, Volek has 2 goals for the Islanders now. Caps lead the Isles 3-2. Volek at 13:53 in the second. Everything else is the same as it was. Hartford 2-1 over Vancouver. The North Stars 2-0 over the Blackhawks. You'll see the Blackhawks on Thursday and Saturday night here on Hockey on this channel. And the Leafs lead the Wayne Gretzky and the Kings 3-1 in the second. Smith out there versus Hunter. Smale and Hughes with Hunter. Naslund and Keane out there with Smith. Face off. Won by Montreal. Smith behind the net. Trying to find Chelios along the blue line. Olsen with a hit. Here come the Jets. Smale skates it up, but only to the line as Chelios will grab it. And with 4:25 in the period, Montreal changes up. Lemieux over the line for Montreal. Lemieux going to try and penetrate on Olsen. He lost the puck, but he got it back, and Olsen again with a hit. Oh, my goodness gracious. Jets have it. Hunter. Howardchuk flying on. Howardchuk dumps it around the boards for McBain. They play tic-tac-toe. Lemieux with a steal. Montreal trying to be aggressive. 3:38 to go in the period. Lemieux to Skrudland. And Skrudland misplays it. Howardchuk around the other way. They chase it down McBain behind the Montreal net. Howardchuk. He'll lose the puck. Skrudland. Well, now they got to change. Richer over the line to Chelios to Carbonneau. Duncan with a hit. Carbonneau. Winnipeg penalty coming up. It's going to be on Duncan. Carbonneau looks for Naslund, the extra skater. Naslund, bad angle shot from the right. Naslund fires. No, Reddick got a piece of it. Rebound controlled by Winnipeg. No, Walter. Alette touched it, and Winnipeg is furious that the whistle didn't blow. Walter. Cross ice pass to Larry Robinson. He'll shoot. Carlisle blocks. Alette has it, and that's the penalty.
Winnipeg penalty to Ian Duncan. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes 47 seconds.
So the Canadiens are 0 for 4 tonight. It's 4-1 Winnipeg, 2:13 to go in the second period. Winnipeg has been held to one shot in the period, but they scored. Ow, I'm sticking to my shirt. Montreal has 17 shots, but Reddick has stopped 16 of them. Smith and Boschman on the faceoff. Won by Laurie Boschman. Good gravy. Richer touches it, and you know why? Montreal has the 19th best power play in the NHL. Because they're terrible. 1:39 to go. Smith over to Green. Now Naslund. Puck is loose. Winnipeg has it, and Kite will clear it. 1:04 to go. Montreal changes. So does Winnipeg. Lemieux over the line to Chelios. Winds and drives. See if Taglianelli blocks it. And he does. That got a piece of his ankle. Claude Lemieux behind the net. McPhee open by the left face-off dot. He has it. He'll shoot. Reddick got a stop on that one. Rebound controlled by Chelios. Carbonneau is open inside. Chelios sees it. He passes. Carbonneau, forehanded shot. Lemieux in front of the net. He shoots. Rebound, Reddick. Oh, baby. Loose puck, Lemieux to Svoboda. Back to Chelios. 31 seconds to go in the period. 18 on the power play. Chelios winds and fires. Rebound, Reddick. Taglianetti clears it. The power play is over. Last seconds of the second period. Duncan over the line, and that will do. Now, Taglianetti is hurt. He's grabbing his shoulder, but we're being told he should come back. Wow. So Montreal outshoots Winnipeg 14-1. But the one scored. Scoring chances 9-2 in favor of Montreal. Winnipeg blocked 4 shots. Montreal didn't. And Montreal is just having a bad night. We go to the third. We'll show you the out-of-town scores and give you the summary for this one in a moment. But it's Winnipeg 4, Montreal 1. You're watching Canadiens Hockey on Retro Sports Network. Again, don't be afraid to say hi if you're watching this. If you truly hate the Montreal Canadiens, this game is for you. Winnipeg this has been a one-sided affair. Second period goals, Claude Lemieux from Scrudland to make it 3-1. That was a minute 9 in the period. Laurie Boschman, the lone shot from Winnipeg, came at 2:45 from Dave Ouellette. Ouellette has 2 goals and an assist, and Laurie Boschman is going to make you cry. And that's how we got to 4-1. This was a better civilized period. Steen with a roughing call, Smale and Duncan with a roughing call, so 3 power plays that meant nothing. And then Winnipeg had a full 2-minute 5-on-3 as Eric Desjardins matured. He didn't work out very well there. And so they didn't get anything with it. Shots on goal in the game, 20-9 in favor of Montreal, but the Jets have won 20 faceoffs to 14. They've out-hit Montreal 13-10. They've out-blocked Montreal 7-2. Shot attempts 31-14 in favor of Montreal. And power play chances tonight, Winnipeg 2 for 4. Montreal is 0 for 5. And Phyllis Diller says that's ugly. On the town scoreboard, it's still Hartford 2, Vancouver 1 in the second. Minnesota 2, Chicago nothing in the second. They've moved to the third on the island. It's 3-2 Washington over the Islanders. And it's still 3-1 Toronto over the Kings in the second. And that is the Digital Dice scoreboard. Brought to you by Digital Dice, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Well, the most dangerous lead in hockey to protect is a 3-goal lead. Now, does Montreal have the firepower to actually make this a game? So Howard, Chuck, and Smith at center for this faceoff. Winnipeg trying to park the barn door here. Smith wins it. Dumps it around for Naslin. Now Chelios. Can they find anybody? Keane behind the net. They don't like what they have. They pass it around. Keane again. He's going to shoot. I'm going to try to penetrate on Carlisle. All sorts of traffic to put this into. He deals. Ouellette with a block. Carlisle will take it out the other way. Ashton to McBain. In open ice. Howardchuk back to Ashton. Now Robinson steals it. Montreal will change. McPhee dumps it around the corner. Over to Lemieux. Power play coming from Montreal. Lemieux winds and fires right side. And he misses everything to the right. Olison touches.
Winnipeg penalty to Jim Kite. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 19 seconds.
So Carvado, McPhee, and Lemieux out there with Ludwig and Green for the Jets. Boschman and Smale out there with Olison and Taglianetti. Face-off is won by Carvado to Lemieux. Lemieux's had a busy night. He's had 3 shots already. Winds and fires, and Reddick will make the save. Taglianetti controls the rebound. Here come the Jets. They clear it all the way down. And with a minute 19 to go, Vic Green starts the next rush to McPhee. Over the line to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux blocked by Olison. Taglianetti. He clears it only to center. Lemieux tries to skate it. Lemieux from Carbonneau. Lemieux again. Right side shot. Carbonneau racing towards the net. He fires. Olison with a block. Taglianetti clears it down. 44 seconds left on the power play. Richer dumps it in the corner. He's got it himself. Now Chelios winds and fires. Blocked by McBain. Ouellette. The power play is over. Montreal got 1 shot, and they are now 0 for 6 tonight. $16:41 to go in the game. Robinson knocks off McBain. Montreal has it at center. Again, they are trying to get something going. Thibodeau to Gilchrist. They're in the Jet zone. McBain hits them. Winnipeg will clear it out. 16 minutes to go. Jets change. Yarvenpod dumps it around. Chelios has it. Change on defense for Montreal. Svoboda to Thibodeau. He clears it. Kite. Montreal puts on the first line. Botchman over the line. And that's an offside call against Winnipeg. 14:47 to go. It's Winnipeg 4, Montreal 1. So Howard-Chuck out there against Smith in front of the Montreal zone. Winnipeg has now gone a full period without a shot. Yep. They are going to eat this up in the press. La Presse and the Gazette. Howard-Chuck and Smith on the faceoff. Won by Howard-Chuck. Barry. Howard-Chuck over the line now. Ludwig nails him on open ice. And Desjardins starts the next rush. Naslund dumps it in. Another power play coming. Smith to Keene. Over to Naslund. Richer, the extra skater. Smith tries to find Keene. He's going to put a shot on. He fires. Rebound given up by Reddick. Puck is loose. Knocked away by Taglianetti. Only to Desjardins. Finds Richer. Slapper. Save and a hold.
Winnipeg penalty to Andrew McBain. 2 minutes for interference.
So Carbonneau, McPhee, and Lemieux out there with Robinson and Chelios. Steen and Smale out for Winnipeg with Carlisle and Elliott, or Ouellette. Carbonneau and Steen on the face-off, won by Tomas Steen. Smale clears it out. Chelios starts the rush the other way. Lemieux plays it up. Reddick will play it out to Ouellette. Winnipeg, Steen. Hit by McPhee. McPhee with a steal in his own zone. 1:05 left to go on the power play. Carbonneau over the line to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux hit by Olesen. Winnipeg, they're just playing the game of their lives tonight. Chelios checks Hunter. 24 seconds to go on the power play. Montreal doesn't have a shot. Naslund over the line. Bad angle shot right side. He fires and that misses everything. Loose puck. Richer. Power play is over. Tries to find Bobby Smith in front of the net. McBain with a hit into the bench. Oh my goodness gracious. St. Marie. Everybody changes. Ouellette trying for the hat trick. Over to Steen. Martinson with a penalty. Winnipeg's going to have a power play. Howard-Chuck on the ice. Ouellette, hat trick bid. It's their first shot in a period and a half. He shoots. Blocked by Martinson. Martinson has it. And Martinson will go to the sin bin.
Montreal penalty to Steve Martinson. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes 33 seconds.
Well, this is a night I think they'd long to forget in Montreal. Winnipeg is 2 for 4 on the power play. Richer and Howard-Chuck will take the face-off. 4-1 Jets. And go ahead and sing it. You know you want to. Winnipeg and the Jets. Ugh, I hate that song. Howard-Chuck and Richer on the face-off. Won by Richer. Montreal clears. Carlisle starts the rush for Winnipeg. Howard-Chuck dumps it in. Hayward plays it to Svoboda. 1:20 to go on the Martinson minor. Richer to Keene. Hit by Ashton. Winnipeg. Montreal will change. 57 seconds left. Carlisle to Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck over the line. He can't get it. Winnipeg still can't get a shot off. 37 seconds. Taglianetti nails McPhee. Taglianetti to Ashton. Howard-Chuck Howard Chuck's going to get a shot attempt anyway. He shoots, blocked by Green. Green has it. Power play's over. Winnipeg again has not had a shot now in a period and a half. Carbonneau. Jets change up. Gilchrist over the line to Thibodeau. Nobody open. Gilchrist hit by Kite. Here comes Winnipeg. Hughes dumps it in for Olesen. Olesen out of Kite. Back to Snail. Hunter. Finally, there's a shot on net for Winnipeg. Hayward makes his first save in about 6 years. Montreal clears. First line on for the Habs. Both teams change. Jones in trouble, dumps it around. Robinson gives it to Chelios. 6:44 to go. Robinson up the wall to Chelios in the zone for Naslin. Naslin over to Keane right side. Keane fires. Reddick with an easy save. We got a TV timeout. 6:22 to go in the game. Winnipeg 4, Montreal 1. Oh, we finally get the Quebec game back. Isn't that nice? Assuming the game on the island is over. Buffalo and Calgary from the Olympic Saddledome. No score in the first period. Hartford 3-1 over Vancouver at the Al Red Sox Fan Center. Dave Tippett at 2:40 of the third made it 3-1. Minnesota at the end of the second period leads Chicago 2-0. Quebec and St. Louis are playing 80s hockey. 6-6 the score in the third period. Huff, his second of the game at the 5:05 mark. And Gary Lehman at 8:32 in the second makes it 4-1 Toronto over Gretzky and the Kings. .6:22 to go. Fresh skaters out for Montreal. Scribbling versus Hunter on the face-off. Hunter wins it for Winnipeg. Ouellette looking for the hat trick. Carlisle over the line. Carlisle to Ouellette. They'll turn it over. Montreal's got to be aggressive. They're down 3. Lemieux to McPhee. Mike McPhee. Reddick makes the stop. Leaves it behind for Carlisle. Now to Hughes, and Hughes clears it to center. Skrudland, 5:20 to go. To Lemieux. Power play coming for Montreal. That's been about as effective as me at a Weight Watchers meeting. Lemieux fires over everybody. And Ouellette has it. And Smale gets called for the trip.
Winnipeg penalty to Doug Smale. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 15 minutes.
So Smith, Richer, and Naslin on the power play against Steen and McBain. Robinson and Desjardins will try to get something going on the line here. 25-10, the shots in favor of Montreal. Again, Winnipeg has not had a shot in 17 and 12, about a half hour. And I'm not kidding. They're stuck at 10 shots, but they scored on 4 of the 10. Steen and Smith on the faceoff, won by Bobby Smith. Naslin. Poke free by Steen. Winnipeg. McBain over the line. Short-handed bid. Richer checks Kite into the wall. Richer to Smith. Into the zone. Richer. Left side. Shoots. Rebound Reddick. Loose in front. Olesen knocks it away to Desjardins. Eric's going to fire. Winds and fires. Smith deflects it. Wide left. Olesen clears it, but only to center. Robinson to Naslin. Habs change. Walter. Svoboda. Looking for Gilchrist. And that's one too many passes. Winnipeg on the power play kill over to Steen. Steen across the line. Short-handed bid. Nope. And so, again, Montreal got nothing on this power play and liked it. 3 minutes to go in the game. They change up. Gilchrist to Thibodeau. Dumps it around. Gilchrist. Ludwig. Desjardins. Somebody just put the puck on the blessed net. Desjardins. Reddick again with a nice save. Rebound to Boschman. And they clear. Taglianetti to Yarvenpah. Dumps it around for Boschman. To Jones. He loses control. Again, Winnipeg can't buy a shot. They don't need to. Both teams change. Chelios to center. Smith over the line. Hit by Hunter. Winnipeg has it at center. Hunter dumps it around. Hayward plays it for Chelios. 90 seconds to go. Winnipeg's going to win this game. Ellett nails Naslund in center ice. 4-1. Jets. Hunter hit by Keene. Montreal. Chelios to Naslund over to Robinson. Robinson will shoot low. Last minute of the game. Right side. Reddick will make the hold. And Montreal will call timeout. So the last minute of the hockey game. So Smith and Hunter. And I'm going to take a wild guess here that Dave Ellett will be the number one star. And that Pokey Reddick, a household name in his own house, are going to be the top two stars. Montreal has made 28 shots. Reddick has stopped 27 of them. Hunter wins the faceoff. Smale up the ice, dumps it around. Naslund will grab it. 53 seconds to go. Chelios to Keene over to Naslund. He shoots wide and over the glass, and we'll do it again. 40 seconds to go. So Winnipeg will go 9-3 on the year. Montreal will drop to 10-5. Hunter and Smith out for the face-off. Won by Winnipeg. Olesen breaks it out. Hughes over the line. Keene will make the check. 34 seconds to go. Chelios to Naslund, right side. Naslund has it behind the net. Tries to find Keene between the dots. Keene's got it. He shoots, scores! Mike Keene with 18 seconds to go.
Montreal goal scored by Mike Keene, his third of the season, assisted by number 26, Mats Naslund. Time of the goal 19 minutes 42 seconds.
Well, you never know if they can get 2 goals in 19 seconds. So Richer is in there for Hayward, who hasn't really done much of anything. He's the extra skater. Howard, Chuck, Ashton, and McBain out on the faceoff. 4-2. Howard Chuck wins the faceoff. Empty net for Montreal. Ashton, McBain, can they get the shot off? I mean, they haven't shot it in about 40 minutes. No, wide. And that'll be an icing call. 7 seconds to go. Smith against Howard Chuck on the face-off. Won by Bobby Smith. And that's it. Oh, technically Winnipeg had 1 shot. Well, the final score, 4-2 Winnipeg. In a game that was all Winnipeg. Tonight's 3 stars are all Winnipeg in Montreal. Winnipeg had 2 shots the last 40 minutes and win the game. Laurie Boschman, your number 3 star tonight, he had a goal. Dave Elianuk had a goal. He's the number 2 star, and Dave Ellett, surprise, surprise, is the number 1 star tonight. He had 2 goals and an assist for the Jets. Montreal outshot Winnipeg 29-10. Winnipeg wins the face-off battle 26-19. And we'll let the rest of it on the screen for you. Montreal goes 0 for 8 on the power play. 0 for 8. The lone goal was a garbage time one by Keene from Mats Naslund. And that probably prevented Winnipeg's goalie from getting a star because he played really well. Pokey Reddick, 27 saves on 29 shots. And Hayward only made 6 saves. Elsewhere in the NHL tonight, Calgary and Buffalo played a game for the ages. Calgary 9-6. Gilmore 2 goals and an assist. Mullen 2 goals, and Hakan Lube with 2 goals for Calgary. Hartford beats Vancouver 4-1. Peter Sidorkowicz with 33 saves. Kevin Dineen and Dave Tippett with the goals for 2 of the 4 goals for Hartford. Hartford is third in the Adams, 6 points behind Montreal, and now tied with Boston. Minnesota beats Chicago 4-1. Neil Broughton, McClellan, and Posick with the goals. Washington 4-3 over the Islanders. Volek 2 goals and an assist, the number 1 star for the Isles. Courtnall and Ridley. Courtnall had a goal and 2 assists for Washington. Brett Hull has a hat trick for St. Louis. They beat Quebec 8-7. 3 goals and an assist. Bernie Federko, a goal and 4 assists for St. Louis. And last but not least, the Leafs beat the Kings 6-3. Eddie Olczyk, 2 goals, 2 assists, number 1 star. Gary Leeman, a goal and 2 assists. And Osborne, a goal and 2 assists. Now, since I haven't really responded to any comments in a while, let's show you the rest of the stats and stories. Steve Yzerman and Joey Mullen, the top 2 scorers in the NHL. Mario Lemieux at 3rd. Gretzky 4th. Pierre Turgeon 5th. So Yzerman's 13 goals to Lemieux's 12. Neuendijk has 11. Brown and Mullen have 10 assists. Joey Mullen, 17 assists for Calgary. Gretzky has 16. Yzerman, 15. Mario Lemieux and Messier with 14. Dave Manson, the baddest boy in the world, 64 penalty minutes in 14 games. Tim Hunter has 51. And Patrick Waugh leads the NHL in goals against average at .271. Sidorkowicz is second. Hartford's in second place in the Adams. The Beezer, .289 in 10 games. Ronnie Hextall and Alan Bester. Power Rankings has the Rangers, Calgary, Montreal, Hartford, and Philadelphia as the top 5 teams in the NHL. And your All-Stars, Brian Propp, Steve Yzerman, Joey Mullen of Calgary, Chris Chelios, Phil Housley, and John Van Beesbrook. And so there you go. Soccer for you Tuesday, hockey for you Thursday, and Saturday night. I'm Ron Juckett. Thanks for those of you who watched tonight. We appreciate it. And so from Montreal, the final score again, the Winnipeg Jets 4, the Montreal Canadiens 2. Good night from Montreal.